How's everyone doing today? We've got our amazing Anna in the... Do you go by Anna or Anna?
It's Anna.
Anna, okay.
Anna. Yep, I know. It's now with Frozen. Everybody wants to call me Anna, like I'm fancy.
Awesome. Here it is. All right, so I'm going to send you a Facebook message, Anna. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody. How's everyone doing? So there's the link, Anna. You can go ahead and just copy that and go put it all the places. Hello, Miss Susan. How you doing? So when you jump on, say hello. Tell us where you're from and which company you are with. Super, super glad to have you here. So make sure you do that. Everybody, welcome Miss Anna. Oh my goodness, people are jumping on fast. We got 77 on already, lady.
Wow.
We are going to have a good time today. Hello, Crystal. Hey, Jarrett. Am I saying that right? Hello, Miss Linda. Hey, Diane. Hey, Kimberly. How y'all doing? Super, super, super excited for you to join us. Woo! We hit 100 fast this morning.
Wow.
Hello. Welcome. So we're going to get the notice out. We're going to send our text message out and all the things. Hello. Holy moly.
I've seen all the Pampered Chef, too. Oh, hi, Jamie Johnson. Oh, so fun. How fun is this?
All right. Hi, guys.
Oh, there's more people from Maine. Oh, my gosh. Freezing with me up here.
We just put in the wrong link. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So be sure and comment #Queen when you jump on. And that will get you our goodies. We have some amazing free goodies for you. Come on, computer.
Oh, Ontario. Barb is from our Canadian Pampered Chef.
Awesome.
Oh, somebody just said unique too. I did post earlier because I thanked my unique consultant because I said, I don't know if you saw that I posted that I had to, when somebody asks you to feature them on their live, you got to put on your eyelashes and your eyebrows.
That's right.
And it was all unique today.
You are so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, welcome everyone. I'm just fixing the message we just sent out. Oops.
Hi, Sheila Lore. She's my friend.
Hello, everyone. So make sure you share this in any groups that you have. People, there's lots of you that need this info. There we go. Let's see if I got that sent out right now. And I'm going to share this in one more place. So yes, comment #Queen. And then share this out. There we go. All right, Anna, sorry.
That's all right.
I am. I'm in Frozen mode, huh?
I know. I am in Frozen.
You want to build a snowman, girl?
Yeah. No.
You're like, not really, actually. All right, you guys are awesome. You're getting the word out. You're jumping on. Okay, so comment #Queen. All right, then you'll probably get a reply to that. Click on that link and click on get the goodies. So let me tell you what we have. I'm going to be giving you a couple fun questions that you can post on your timeline and find some new people to do business with, sometimes repeat business. The last time we did this with Pampered Chef, I had a gal that booked, okay, she was doing about $10,000 in sales a month. So she wasn't someone that didn't have parties, okay? She clearly was killing it. And she booked 10 parties with 10 brand new hostesses, all from a free question I gave you right in the middle of this webinar. Okay. So we have some really, 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 really fun tips to share with you. This is Miss Anna. Is it Vierling or Vierling?
Vierling.
Vierling, thank you.
Yeah.
And she is a brilliant executive director with Pampered Chef. I've been working with her for a couple months and working on some kind of technology stuff with her hostess. She's just one of the most brilliant gals I know. She's been with Pampered Chef for over 19 years. She's super, super smart, seriously. And so she's going to have some great tips to share with you today. But we are going to give you very applicable things that you can do today, okay? Which is super, super fun. Miss Christine, you're so cute. You got 2 U's in your queen. It's really like, it's not case sensitive, but it is spelling sensitive. Try again, comment again. So queen, #queen. So what we give you, they are so cute. They're story size. You know how stories long and skinny or tall and skinny? We have 25, or I don't know if they're 20. I think there's about 20 questions that are all about Santa. Just really funny things that keep people chatting. We're going to tell you more about algorithms and why that kind of stuff is super, super important. Okay. So those are some things that we have going for you. We also have a really fun December goal setting sheet. There's all sorts of things. So when you comment #queen and you get the response, click on the link and then click on get the goodies. Okay. Make sure you click on get the goodies. Now, when we hit 250, right now I'm going to give away 2 $50 gift certificates. When we hit 250 people on here, which I'm 99% sure we're going to give away 3, and you can use those in any of our coaching. So share this out. The magic word is revolution. So if you see down here, okay, make sure you comment revolution. You've got to click on get the goodies and share this out in revolution to qualify for our $50 gift certificates. Okay. So how many of you have been on a webinar with me before? Comment QQ for question, queen, and training. Those of you that have never been here before, comment 1 ST first. Now, those of you that have hung with me before, everybody say hi to my brilliant assistant, Royanna. The other fun thing is we've got my son is back from a 2-year mission. And he's working with us. So he's on the back end helping with comments and messages too. So I have 2 amazing people behind me that you can't see, but man, they're doing a lot. They respond to the typed questions because I can't read and talk at the same time, or I'm looking like this and I look kind of silly. So we got Kristen in the house, Pat in the house. Hello, guys. Victoria, welcome for the first time. Super glad to have you here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Look how many first timers. Welcome, Miss Tracy. Welcome, Kimberly. Welcome, Susan. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome, Kim. Welcome, Amy. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Deb. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh. I think we have 2 Susans. Melissa, hello. Jennifer, hello. Liv, hello. Awesome sauce. All right. How many of you know Anna? Can you say hi, Anna? Is she on your team or she inspired you in Pampered Chef? How many of you know Anna? She is so awesome. So let me tell you a little bit about Anna. While y'all are sharing this out and commenting queen and clicking on get the goodies, then I'm going to give you your question to go post. That's going to help you drum up some business today, because that would be an awful thing, wouldn't it? Okay. So Miss Anna here, Vierling, she has been with Pampered Chef for 19.5 years. She is an executive director, which, man, I mean, you just got to work smart to get there. Her organization has over 400 people. But this is the amazing thing. She's been doing it for this long. When did you switch from in-home parties to virtual? I'm just curious.
I would say, Michelle, it was about a year before COVID.
Nice. So before that was a blessing that
Yes,
switched
it
over
was.
then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I want to know your number. I'm going to tell you Anna's number, how many parties she's doing a month. So comment below if you're Pampered Chef, how many parties you're doing a month. Now, if you're not Pampered Chef, believe me, you're going to get a ton of really awesome ideas. You are 110% welcome to hang out with us. No matter which company you're with, you'll still get some awesome ideas. But let me tell you, Miss Anna does 20 to 30 parties per month, averaging between $6,000 and $10,000 in sales a month. And a lot of people at her level, you know, you'll see them get big organizations and they're spending most of their time that way. She has an amazing balancing act between both taking care of her team and sales. We're going to talk a little bit about how she does block parties and puts a whole bunch of hostesses together, and a little bit about the technology, but more about her customer service and messaging and engagement in her parties and stuff like that. So things that everybody can relate to and use. Okay. So tell me how many parties you're averaging on a month. I'd love to know. Awesome. 4 to 5, 8 to 10, 16 plus. Nice, Kim. Good to see you, Miss Kim. Love having you here. We've got anywhere from 18 to 20. Wow. Nice job. This is amazing. These gals are rock stars. Good job, guys. Awesome. There's my Alexandra. I miss you. Several gals I've worked with here. Awesome, ladies. So glad to see you. All right. So she's killing it. That's just to tell you a little bit about her success, because you want to listen to her and her wise tips today. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay. The other thing I would love to know from all of you is, are you doing Facebook virtual parties in a group or on a business page? Miss Anna does groups. I'll tell you a little bit about the perks to doing it on a page. There are pros and cons to both. Okay. So love to know where you're doing that. And then also, why don't you tell me how much you're averaging in sales a month? I'd love to know of how many of those parties, you know, how many are qualifying, because that's always, you know, parties are only good if they qualify, right? So those kind of things. So awesome sauce. Miss Anna, why don't you give them, once you start, so just remember as you hop on, #Queen, comment that, and then share this out and comment revolution. And that will get you qualified for the $50 gift certificates we'll be giving away. Hopefully 3, for sure 2. Let's get that number up to 250. The other thing I have a lot of gals do is they'll tag 5 to 10 of their friends that are in the direct sales industry or Pampered Chef. You can tag people in the comments. A lot of times that gets people on and gets their attention, because it's a good notification in Facebook, just to kind of let you know. Awesome. Look at these gals, anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 a month. You guys are rock stars. Wow. Yeah. Fantastic, ladies. That is awesome. Really good job. All right. So, Anna, what made you make the move, not having a crystal ball, knowing that COVID was going to start? What made you make the move to virtual parties?
Truthfully, Michelle, I had, it was about, because I would say it was about February or March that I had made that change. And at about Christmas, beginning of the year, I was doing a review with my directors, going over sort of what the previous year had been. And we had not really grown, like activity wise, like the numbers weren't there. We hadn't. And so I had sort of made it my mission. I had seen what some other consultants were doing within Pampered Chef and other companies, and really maximizing on this virtual. We had sort of dubbed around with them for a while, you know, 1 or 2 of them here, but really trying to figure out what they were doing, because getting these amazing numbers and stuff. So,
right.
That's why I really did. And I just became a scholar of what these other consultants were doing. And that's where it really came into doing a bulk. I've always said I was a
Right.
3 cooking show a week consultant for years and years and years. And I couldn't go out more than 3 days a week or I'd be divorced. That was my limit, 3
Good,
days,
yeah.
that
You
I
want to
could go
stay
out.
married.
So even though, even without doing block parties, if I could do 5 to 10 to 15 parties a week, that was so many more people. And it really came down to a numbers. And that's what I learned. Was just that's where the virtual world gave us, is that we could really reach out.
Right. Well, and I really, really, really think anybody who is still stuck in the mindset of, how do I say this, that they have to see it, touch it, taste it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even smelling it, it's amazing. Like my candle companies, how much they sell online. People just kind of trust that they can take the reviews and the words of people, oh, this smells like this, or this tastes like this, or this is going to help you with this. Between QVC, Amazon, so many things. Yes, is it nice to taste the food and hug your friend?
Yeah.
Which is really hard to do now. But people do buy stuff online without touching, feeling, tasting, all the things, right? It just, so if you're stuck in that mindset at all, that's a belief and that's a mindset and that's something you can choose to change today. Okay. How did you change that mindset? Because I have a feeling you probably were a little stuck at one point, just because home parties was working for you and
Yeah.
hey, can I really have as much success? How did you get over that mindset?
Well, I think part of it was I got over the mindset because I'm very big. I could find the belief in what I was seeing other people do. And if other people are doing it, why can't I do it? So that was really where I got over it, as I said, okay, wait a minute. How are these people making these kind of sales? Because I know they're not going out of their house 10 times a week and doing cooking shows. What are they doing? And then was able to. So I really think that that's how I got over the belief. But, I think we'll talk about this, is that I even noticed some comments and stuff, we worry about, people are saying, well, and I had this from the beginning, people say, well, I tried it. I did exactly how you did it. And it's not working. It's not working because there is, we can set up systems. And I think you have to, when you've got this kind of numbers and this kind of bulk, but there is still some stuff that you've got to do to bring into it. And that's what's going to make it really work and make that difference.
So I'm going to share with you one of my favorite questions. There's a ton of you that this is the first time you've been with me before. And I see Anna actively do this in her parties to get engagement. So here's the thing, no matter what you're doing with your parties, if you're not doing this one part, that could absolutely change things for you. No matter which company I've worked with, if we add this one thing, no matter how great the graphics are, if you do lives, if you do recorded videos, the explanation of the product, what I see that a lot of people don't understand, but then they add this and they're like, shut up, look how great this is making sure you have a question on all of your posts. Okay. Now let me give you a little explanation of what I mean by that. The question has to be super easy to answer with the brain and with the thumbs, meaning it's easy to type. It can't be long and a lot of characters, a long sentence and explanation. And they've got to know like instantly what will work for them. Okay. So it's super, super important to understand how these questions work. Now, this to me is like the ultimate question that everyone should ask at the beginning of a Pampered Chef party. I don't actually know if you asked this one, Anna. You'll have to let me know if you do and how it works. But if you've never, you can go post this question on your personal profile right now. So your personal profile is your name, not your business page and not your group, but your name. You go and you pick your favorite colored background. Now Facebook says backgrounds and some of them have food on them. Okay. You can do the Christmas one, whatever you want to do. And you put in there, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy cooking? Okay. So I'm going to pop this up for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy cooking? Okay. Now, if you have been with me before and you've done that one, you could try on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to being done with your holiday shopping? Okay. Scale. I can't type and talk. Do you enjoy cooking? The crazy thing about this question is I don't care what you sell. The cooking, it doesn't matter if you sell jewelry or makeup, or everybody has to cook at some point, or they only eat out because they don't like to cook. Everyone has an opinion about this question, and it's very easy. People know if they like to cook. And what I love about this, and like if we ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love wearing lipstick? Those who say I hate wearing lipstick, it's pretty hard to sell them something. But if they say they hate to cook, y'all still have something for those people, right? Like they need a stone to cook their, their nuggets and their French fries, like even the people that hate to cook, there's something for them. So I don't care. Like bring on the zeros. Mm-hmm. You have a solution for them. Bring on the 10s. You got a solution for them. It doesn't matter what they answer. They're willing to talk to you about cooking, which means you can talk to them about Pampered Chef. Okay. So pop that question up, come back, comment, done. I know our numbers will drop for a hot second. So click on that, come back, click the heart button to let us know that it's done. You're going to see some awesome things happen. Okay. Seriously, it'll start beeping. You'll want to go see what people answered, but we have some really cool tools on how to book parties. So make sure you stay here with us. Okay. Have you done this question before, and do you put it in your parties, Anna?
You know what? I've done similar things. I have not done this exact. I mean, we might sort of ask something different of what's your biggest kitchen disaster or kitchen challenge or something like that too. So, but cute. Something similar. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the nice thing about this is because it's one button response, it makes it really easy, but it kind of leaves like this open door. So tell me what you like to cook, which then is going to give you that opportunity to direct them towards kitchen, towards baking goods or whatever it is they like to cook. So we find that people will answer one button response. So we can do how many days a week do you have dinner as a family? You can do on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it make your eyes water when you cut onions? Because then that just tells you they're cooking. They're in every single dish, like when you take a picture of it and put it on Facebook, whether it's chocolate chip cookies or shrimp fettuccine, Alfredo or something, you can always ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does your family love cookies? On a scale of 1 to 10, how well will your family eat fish or shellfish? On a scale, you can use on a scale of 1 to 10, literally with almost every single food you put out there, because it can just be how much does your family like it? My other favorite one with food, I just saw a gal talking about fried pickles from this restaurant she'd been to. She had a bunch of people comment, and I'm like, I'm going to try this. And I put on there fried pickles. So I didn't even make a full sentence, like you grammar Nazis may have hated the question. Said fried pickles. A, love them. B, hate them. C, never tried them. And that's a really fun one with food, especially if you do something, kind of unique or different. That's a really fun way to get people talking. And I had like 100 comments on that in an hour. It was crazy. It was super, super funny. So food is, and everybody is like, okay, you're not talking about COVID or the presidential election. I will totally love to talk to you about chocolate chip cookies. It is such a more friendly conversation than so many other things out there right now, right? And so they're like, please, let's talk about food. Anything besides the not so happy stuff going on right now. So you're such a breath of fresh air to so many people just talking about cooking, okay? So post your pictures. Y'all are in the habit of posting pictures of what you cook, I hope, right? How many days a week do y'all post pictures, or even tell me what was the last dish, baked good? What's the last thing you post a picture of that you cooked? Even if it was a disaster, we can have failed at moments and have people laugh with us, not at us, right?
We always say that we're pampered, not perfect. That's sort of
There we go.
yeah.
What's the last thing you posted a picture of that you cooked, Anna?
Well, I did and you just said about a disaster. I did a live yesterday on my business page, just making a quick frittata for lunch with one of our pans. And but some reason the sound was awful. But
Oh,
I don't know what was up with that. But I do love the your whole scale to 1 to 10, because I don't think that I mean, I do that in my parties, but regularly on social media, I don't always put those kind of questions. I was just thinking about what you said about, people just are looking for things other than COVID or politics. And I just posted today about a picture of somebody had a meme and it said, other people say no dogs on the furniture, me. And then they've got this dog. It's not one of my dogs, but I don't know how many comments I've gotten. I didn't even request them, but pictures of people's dogs on their furniture,
yeah.
they just get right in. So there's such a there's just such a hunger for that kind of something. But I love the one button answers and being able to answer real quick as well.
Yes. And the other, okay, so let me tell you what I've seen about Anna, and then Anna, go ahead and share with them. Anna makes sure her hostesses in the party post fun engagement questions too. So I've seen both, like one day it's more like kitchen gadget questions and another day it's more just fun questions. What are some of the things you have your hostesses post, and why is that working so well?
Yeah, well, I think having in my first couple days of my party is really just sort of fun. Like I think of it as my cooking show. The first 2 days are really the just sort of breaking the ice, letting them know some specials, introducing myself, what's going to happen, welcoming everybody in. So that literally is what the first 2 days are. But I think that it's so important to have really good engagement that the host is putting on, because that brings in their people, right? They will see their people, their guests. We're going to see their comments or their posts a lot faster than they're probably going to see mine if they haven't gotten their notifications and stuff. So it brings them in. And I tend to find different people comment on those host posts versus on my posts. So that's what that is. So that's usually, so that weekend, that first post, it is just engagement fun. Pick those things about like, what's your rock band name, and it's like the color of your underwear and the last thing you ate or whatever, like those kind of silly
Right.
things. And then I do have them do another one a couple days in. We've got certain programs. So like talking about our direct ship, talking about some of our subscription products, talking about our outlet, so I will give them different things like that to post on there.
Nice. So the reason why, in case you don't know this, the reason why a lot of times those posts will get more comments is because a notification will go, it'll say this, your friend in the group made this post. Whereas if they're not friends with Anna, it doesn't get the same kind of notification, in their little red numbers up there in, the top right-hand corner of their phone or computer. So it's really, really important to understand that usually they're friends with the person that invited them on Facebook. And it's that notification that's so different, because the hostess, someone that they're friends with, posted it versus when you as the consultant post it. So it's brilliant to have your hostesses post a couple things. And she has them planned out. She gives the hostess exactly what to post. She doesn't expect them to figure it out on their own. So she has a series of things. And you use the same ones for quite a few parties. Do you change it up about once a month, I think you said? Does that sound right?
Yes, I do. Usually once or twice a month, because I do put other engagement kind of stuff in there too that might be a little bit seasonal. But yes, we try to sort of move it around. And I mean, some of them are just funny. Like I think one of my favorite is the let's start the dance off or something. And
Yeah.
I'll put all the gifts of the dancing because some of them are so funny.
Those are so cute. And okay, the other thing you have to realize is people, when you can evoke emotion, whether it's a or laughing, or people love it when you evoke emotion. It makes them remember you, connect to you. So those things are super important. Okay. But let me tell you, every single post you do in your parties, no matter if you're talking about baking stuff, or you're talking about stones, or you're talking about air fryers, or you're talking about any of your products, every single one of those can have a question put on it. These 1-button responses on a scale of 1 to 10, how many days a week, multiple choice. And it will absolutely change the engagement in your party. And there's pretty much a direct correlation with how much engagement you get versus how many sales. Is it like that 100% of the time? No, but probably a good 92% of the time it is. So the more comments you get, typically the more sales you get, just because people are engaged. And the other thing is, when people comment, then you can message. So did you know, do you connect your Facebook business page to your parties, to your groups, right? Your groups are made from your...
Yes, from my business page. Yes.
Right. So when she posts as her business page in that group, that allows her to message them as her business page, and she doesn't have to add them as a friend. Okay. So that's really important to learn the technology of Facebook and those little things. How's that helped you to not have to friend everyone?
Well, huge, because if I try to friend request them, I do like having them as friends because they see a lot of my other stuff on my regular page and stuff. But sometimes if I message them and they're not a friend of mine, people don't know to go into the message requests and to find it. So they never see it. Whereas if it's this way, it bypasses that issue if it comes from my business page.
Right. So it's asked, how do you give the host post to the hostess, or are they posts they just have to type in the post? They're images and she sends them through Messenger. Do you want to tell them more about that?
Well, I missed the question. I say, but I see.
Do you see it popped up?
Yep, I see it there. How do I give the host post to the, or they post, they have to type it? Yeah, I just send them a messenger. I send them a picture. I send them what to say. And I send each one something different. So again, since I'm doing block parties, I'll have 5 hosts in there, and each one gives them, I give them each a separate one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's super fun how that works. And like I said, she just gives them the image so they can just directly upload it themselves. So they don't have to think about it at all. So super easy. So what are some of the things that you do to increase your sales and engagement in the party? And then we're going to talk about hostess coaching.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say hostess coaching, that's probably one of the biggest things, because that's what I was thinking with Patricia when she asked that question, that's, that whole system of the host coaching. I think, again, it's just one of the days. That's just part of what the host coaching is. But I think with the engagement, there's a few things. I will do there's a welcome. You know how you can go into the party, you can welcome any of the new people, and I don't just welcome them and take that. I welcome them, and then in the message at the top, I remind them, change their notifications. I remind them what the special is for the month. If you spend $80 or more, you get a free product. And then I also put in there that they get extra points, for whatever the final prize is, for personally messaging me. And that way, again, it opens up, and maybe the personal message is asking me for the link, or signing up for drums. So they actually personally message me, and then they have now opened up that line of communication that I can have some conversation. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I do, is that welcome. And I will do that daily as new people are coming. So I don't I don't do it at the beginning, because that even if they have not said no, I don't want to come to the party, they will
Right.
sometimes see notifications or see some of the posts. So you'll have people coming in after the fact. So I will continue to do that same welcome with anybody new that comes in every day.
Brilliant. And if you haven't seen that in a group on the right-hand side, it will prompt you. You have new group members create a welcome post and it tags their names, and then you can decide what text to put above it. Like Facebook's really good at like actually helping you do that. So it'll tell you when there's new members in there. So Miss Cheryl, I think is Williams, she wants to know what a block party is. Tell them what that means.
Yeah. So a block party, Cheryl, is just when I was doing this and really started getting into this, I had a few weeks that I had 15 hosts and I was running 15 individual parties, and insane and a whole lot of time and craziness. So block parties are where, and I saw someone else in the screen had said that they do them as well. Up to 5 parties I do in one block party. So
In
it
a
is
group.
in,
So she's
in
putting
a
all
group.
the hostesses. Yeah.
All the hostesses are in there. So all of their different links are in there. I very rarely ever have anybody order on the wrong link too. I know that's one of the biggest concerns people have about the block parties, but they don't. The way that, if they've got to message me for the host link, that's a big way too. Then I'm personally giving them who their host is, and what that order link is. But then to me, it's just more people, more fun, more interaction. If you are running 5 parties and you have a couple of them that are duds anyway, you're spending just as much time on those parties, going in and checking them, posting and doing all this. Now I've got one big party that a couple of them are going to be duds anyway, but I'm able to really focus on everybody in that one party. And I really love it. That was a mindset issue. When you were talking about mindset going into the virtual world, it is a mindset thing. And I know that I still have people on my team that are probably on this call too. They're like, well, I tried it. It was really having to jump in and just say, this is going to be the best thing that's going to work for me. And I don't believe I've lost any of the personal kind of touch with any of my hosts, because I'm still working with them individually. The guests, I'm dealing with them just like I would deal with them if they were all in specific, parties.
Right.
But I can work so much more effectively and efficiently by doing them in block parties. So I can run 3 block parties and actually have 15 hosts going.
Because there's only 3 groups, 5 hostesses per group.
Yeah.
She's brilliant parties. They're super cool. And I, shoot, I lost my train of thought. What did I say there? Anyway, they're super cool. How she manages those. And I know what it was. I believe there's a lot of positive peer pressure because now you've got 10 hostesses, people talking. And so there's a lot more, oh, I've used that, or that's really fun, or how cool is that? And it's really good for the algorithms. Facebook likes it better. It's a win situation. You're not like health and wellness products where people are worried about losing weight and it's a personal thing. It's not passion parties where that's an intimate conversation. They only want their friends. Like, it's cooking. Okay. Like, we have cooking shows. This is a very public, okay conversation to have with strangers. It's good. It's all good. It's all good. So I'm going to pop a question up, which I'm going to answer in just a second. Wendy, I see your question. It's a great one. But what are some of your hostess coaching tips that you would give?
My hostess coaching, I talk a lot about this when I've done hostess coaching training before. When I first started with Pampered Chef 19 plus years ago, I remember my director saying, talk to your host. And so this is for cooking shows, but you talk to your host starting 3 weeks ahead every week, talk to them 3 times before the party. So my literal conversation always was, hi, this is Anna. So excited for your party. How's it going? Okay, great. Bye. How's it going? Okay, great. Bye. I mean, like, that was my conversation, and really found that I think one of the keys with hosts is to give them expectations. You know, you
I
give
love
them,
it.
they need to know. They could be and have said to you, oh, I've hosted so many parties before, I've done this and this, but I don't know what kind of guidance they've gotten before. I still am
Mhm.
going to give them what the expectations are, because my goal for them is to have a great party, and that's the first thing I always say to them. Whether you ask them, what exactly are we working for, what are you trying to get out of the party, um, one of the things that I used to run into is you would talk about, like, what is it that you want to earn for free? And then I'd have somebody, oh, I don't want to earn for anything for free. I'm just having the party to help so and so, or I just want to get my girlfriends together, or I just want to do this. So I started by saying, listen, my goal for your party is to get you at least $200 in free stuff. How does that sound? And that's the question. Nobody has ever said no, that that doesn't sound good. Everybody has always said, whether it's virtual or cooking, that. So right there, I've got their buy-in, that this is where, you know, this is what we're both working towards. And then from there, I can give them those expectations. This is okay, this is how we're going to make that happen. This is how many people I need you to invite. This is how I need you to invite them. This is how many people we want to be there. This is what I need you to do throughout the party. Those.
And don't think, I mean, a lot of you are still struggling to try to figure out Facebook. I do every day because Facebook changes too. Don't think they know what you know about Facebook. Like, you really do need to be clear about what to do. Jamie asked, how do you convince your hostess that their friends will not mind? My first thing is, don't ever give them the option that there's a block party or by themselves. Like, so then they don't even think there's a problem. But what other tips do you have on that?
I think that's it. And again, it was just a mindset. Like, it's just like, Jamie, you know this from doing cooking shows. Like, I would always, if I was doing 3 parties a week, nobody had a choice of what we were making when I went. I would change it every month. This was the featured recipe. So I would say to them, this is what we're doing. Here's the ingredients I need you to get. This is what I'm coming. So this is how I tell them. I believe somewhere in my host coaching, right at the beginning, I say, you know, because of all the craziness with, you know, Facebook and all that kind of stuff, like, we're doing a block party. You're going to be in the most fun. Oh, I think I say that. This is going to be the most fun virtual party you've ever done, because you were in a block party with some other hosts. That means more people, more fun, more entertainment. And I have, right from the beginning, I never had a host bulk about a block party. Like, once I started that, and maybe it's because that's the way I go about it. You know, I am talking about, you know, how I go about it. I do hear from my team that once in a while they'll have hosts that will say, oh, I don't want to be in a block party, I want to do that. And it's possibly because of just how you go about it and how you approach it. But you've got to run your business, you know, and if you want to do 15 shows a week, if you have the time to do 15 different parties, then you
Right.
just go for it. I don't. I'd rather do 15 parties, and do them as 3 actual groups.
Right. How about this question? How many people do you coach your hostess to invite? And how are you getting around the limitations Facebook is putting on invites?
Yeah, that's a newer one, Chelly. I do regularly, it's been have them invite 150 people. Go ahead and add those in, because our goal is the 40 to 50, you know, the members. And it's all sort of how the third kind of thing works. But with the limitations, if they are getting blocked by Facebook, and I do tell them, do it slow, like do them in 10s and then give it a break and then do another 10. If they do get blocked, then we just turn it and I change it and have them do personal messages. And I give them actually a personal message with the Facebook group link that they can come in and join. And it's funny because I think, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to watch it. And I see the so-and-so wants to join. Next thing I know, they're already in. So I know my host now is in there too. They're letting their own people in, and, you know, they're doing all of that as well.
Awesome. You know, the one thing I've got to tell you about Facebook is Facebook doesn't like to see extremes or a major shift in behavior. Okay. So, what I mean, like, you haven't been doing something and then all of a sudden you do a ton of something. That's when Facebook, because they have kind of like there's little cues that say, we need to go check on this person and see if they're using Facebook in a way we don't want them to. And so the more consistent, there's so many reasons for consistency, right? Anna, you probably are begging your team all the time. Come on, girls, let's get consistent. This works so much better. But Facebook is, just to keep kosher with Facebook, I can't tell you how many less problems you will have with Facebook if you're consistent. Okay. And you have a nice like flow of doing things every day. Don't be all or nothing. It's the worst thing you can do. And that's with pages, with groups, with messaging, with posting. There's nothing on Facebook that the more extreme you are, the more that they will give you a bad time. So super, super important to understand that. I want to talk about booking parties. I'm going to go so I want to tell you what to do with that question because you're probably getting comments on it. I'm going to go kind of to the end and then work backwards. I want to first talk with Anna about some of the wording she uses for booking parties. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of my tips. So I started in the direct sales industry about 20 years ago, same time as Anna. And I know the mindset of going from, home party, seeing people face to face, and now we're using Messenger. And I've really worked hard. And I know Anna's watched some of my webinars and trainings on this. And we know how important this wording kind of shift is to make it work. So what are your tips on booking parties? And then I'll give them some of my wording that really, I call it money-making messages, but it's really cool how it works. Go ahead.
Well, are you talking about booking parties from the parties?
It can be any tips you want to give them.
Yeah. Well, here, one of the things, and again, I know that if there's people on my team, I know that are here, that they're going to hear this too, that, it's just like why people buy stuff, but people book parties for different reasons. You will have people that will book parties because they want the free stuff. I always say I'm the clearance queen. That's where I go first time when I go into a store. There are certain other parties that I will host because I love that product and I want it and I want to get it for free. But not everybody is into that. Like there are people that really don't care about the free stuff. Maybe they really are in it for the recipes, for the food part of it. Maybe they're into it for the social part of it. Just sort of hanging out with their friends. So we always call it like the 3 or 4 F's, like the food, fun, and the free is one of them as well. So when I ask, I always make sure that I've got all of those words involved. So talking to them about, maybe when I ask them, talk to them about mentioning about this would be a great way to get your friends together. If we're talking about the new year, one of the big things I'm doing, because we've got some incredible, it's like our double free month for hosts. That's like I always say, like the Pampered Chef groupies wait for January to host parties because it's double free. So yeah, so I tell them, I say, so if I'm going out looking for parties, I'll say, have you heard? Ask them a question first. I don't like to just go in and just spam them all, but have you heard? I just wanted to check in with you. Have you heard about the incredible January stuff going on? And if they say no, then I say, well, listen, this is when the groupies wait for the free stuff. Your guests would love to hear about all of the new year, new you healthy recipes that I've got going, some great ideas on, how to keep your refrigerator stocked, even some ways to save money in the new year, like sort of going into. So we talk about the free, we talk about the fun, we talk about the stuff they can get from it. And I just think that's really important when it's going, is to sort of hit succinctly all of those different things, not in a novel.
And here's the thing, like if you will take this on, don't assume people want things for the same reason you do. You had your reason for why you had your first Pampered Chef party. You had your reason for why you signed up for Pampered Chef. You have your reason for why you have certain pieces from Pampered Chef. If you will learn to turn that off and just every person you talk to, just kind of try to be a blank slate and see what they want. That is the best thing you can do for yourself, is stop making assumptions. Super, super, super important. So let me tell you about a couple other little side notes. I love what you said. Is so true. The fun, the free, the friends, the food, like brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So let me tell you just a couple other little word choice tips I have for you. So one of the things that I've learned is that, okay, y'all hit the love button if y'all know what I mean. How many of you hate to tell someone no? Anyone besides me? Like, I don't want to tell them no, okay? And hit the love button if you've had this happen. You're going along with the conversation, and then you ask someone, it could be, do you want to buy this? It could be, do you want to book a party? It could be, do you want to sign up with a company? And then crickets, just goes MIA. You don't know where they went. Now you start getting paranoid. I shouldn't have asked that. Now they don't want to talk to me. And you make yourself kind of great. Have any of you, can you hit the heart button for me if any of you have had that situation? Okay. So let me tell you my way around that. So I'm 99, you tell me if I'm wrong, Anna, but I'm 99% certain when we've been in the industry this long, we all were taught the no challenge. Go get 100 no's. I know you'll get some yeses. Did you do that?
Yes.
Or at least know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So you can't do that in Messenger, y'all. Okay. So this is the thing, is things have changed. And it's because you can't see body language. You can't see them like in a home party. You could see that girl that was on the edge of her seat as you showed her the chopper and you showed her this and you showed her that. And she was oohing and ahhing and she was whispering to her friend. Okay. You can't see any of that. And that's part, I'm just going to tell you, I know that is part of, especially why long-termers like Anna, people that did home parties, that's part of why they hate doing virtual parties. And they don't even consciously know that. They just know there's this thing that's missing and why they liked home parties better. It was because they read body language well. Do you know what I mean, Anna?
Mm-hmm.
Does that kind of resonate with you?
Yes. Yeah.
And so they liked the oohs and the ahs. They liked the eye connection when you did something awesome or you put that secret ingredient in and they were like, oh, and they tried it. And there was and like, you can't get that stuff, but I'm going to tell you how to get that a little bit more in Messenger. Okay. So instead of saying, do you want to have a party? Okay. Which I know that's not how Anna would teach it anyway, but I know it's like the general, like what we think we're supposed to say. If you ask, okay, here's a couple things. So you were talking about the special in January. Okay. So when couple first things, the person that you want to book a party with, they either said yes, but haven't dated, or they say they'd have another one, or your, groupies that have been with you several times. Okay. You've got different scenarios. First thing you want to do when you message them, you don't message them about anything Pampered Chef. You ask about their Christmas. You ask about how their new baby is. You ask about their move. You go look at their profile, try to do something in the last week or two or something you remember. You just say, hey, Susie, how was your Christmas? Looked like your kids loved the dog you got. Okay. You message them about something besides, you do not mention Pampered Chef. Okay. Number one, they respond. You talk about the kids loving the dog. Now you're going to say, you know what? There's some really cool hostess specials coming up in January. You ask, on a scale of 1 to 5, how interested would you be in hearing about those specials? That will pull out their body language that you loved seeing before. Okay. When you ask, on a scale of 1 to 5, how much would you like to know about the hostess specials in January? And you can say the amazing, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Or you can make it as big and silly and use your emojis and all that you want. Okay. Make it your personality. So now they're going to answer you on a scale of 1 to 5. And most of the time they're going to have a high number. Now and then they're going to say Alona. We're going to be like, okay, I totally understand. So is that, are you interested in just knowing what the customer specials are if the number's super low? And me, I'm like, bring on a customer. I will spend a ton of money. In a chance in heck, I'm having a party. Like, I don't have that kind of time. But some people do. Like, I'll spend money for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. I love this stuff. So just ask them that. Well, on a scale of 1 to 5, what's your interest in just knowing the customer specials then? But everyone 3 and above, just tell them the special. Okay. Because it will get them more excited when they hear how awesome it is. All right. So with that in mind, so you tell them the customer special. You don't say, do you want to have a party? You say, so tell me your thoughts on being a part of getting in those specials. Tell me your thoughts. What will happen is any concern they have, if it's, I don't know if I'll get my friends there. I don't have them, whatever it is, because there's the 4 F's. You got to figure out which one's most important to them. And they'll kind of reveal that. So what are your thoughts on booking a party in January? And they'll tell you, because a lot of times there's misunderstandings. Okay. There'll be like, well, I thought I had to do this or spend this, or I don't know. Do you all know what I mean? There's just always a misunderstanding. You clear that up and you're like, so what are your thoughts now? Could I give you a couple possible dates? And always give options on dates. Okay. Especially you basically usually have about 4 dates because they're going to be in one of your block parties, right? And like, there's not really a lot of options. It's like week 1, 2, 3, or 4 ish. Right. So when you control the conversation like that, and so what are your thoughts? They'll be like, absolutely, let's do it. You'll see their emotion and it will pull that body language out and you will feel so much better about the conversation. It's really, really, really cool how these tweaks are make you feel. How many of you, how did that wording help you? So give me like, if 10 was like, that is awesome, that's so helpful. 1 is, I still hate it, I'm not messaging anyone. And I know some people are scared and I get that. Okay. So tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how did those little, on a scale 1 to 5, how interested are you hearing the hostess specials? And 2, what are your thoughts on booking a party? How was that helpful? Give me a 1 through 10. Okay. Oh, lots of 10s already. Okay. What do you think of that wording, Anna?
I love it. I know I've used it and I've heard you use it with recruiting and things as well. And it just, again, gets you more of that conversation. That's the big part of it, is just being able to converse and still get that personal kind of feel with your guests and with your host, and we were talking, this is a little bit off topic, we were talking, because I think all companies, we're all dealing with different issues on, when it comes, we all had our holiday cutoffs and you had to get all those orders in, and maybe, things were available or they weren't or whatever. And I talked a lot with my directors about that. It's, part of what we love about being a Pampered Chef consultant is the training we can offer, the education, the entertainment, the, I always said going into someone, and this is probably with everybody's party, with going into someone's home, with us, we go into someone's kitchen. And that was really like the most vulnerable place that, they were allowing you to come into. But I even think about our virtual parties. Like, who do they invite to their virtual parties? Their friends, their family, and they're trusting me not to embarrass them. Like, I've always feel very honored, and sucked in that I really want to have that relationship with them. So I think that's just really key, to be able to have the conversation instead of just trying to pull a yes or a no out of them.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. We're supposed to be building relationships. Definitely supposed to be building relationships. Okay, so let me ask you. So Kimberly says, I'm going to try this. Is there some way to fix those that were turned down before, or should I not contact those? So Kimberly, I bet you're in actually 2 different situations. I bet you have some conversations that started, but then you didn't actually get a yes or no answer. You tell me if I'm wrong on that, Kimberly, but I bet you just have a bunch of unfinished conversations that feel like no, because they went MIA because you kind of went for the kill. Okay. So let me know if that's accurate or not. The others that said no, most people say no because you go in a little too fast and because there's a maybe in their brain, but they don't want to be pressured. They'll just say no, and they didn't know all the information. So I bet you have some people that you're like, I wonder why they said no. That's kind of confusing. I thought they would have said yes. So I'm guessing those are the 2 scenarios. The conversation died, or they said no, and it really surprised you they said no. Kimberly's laughing. Yes, that's what I meant. Okay. So my friend, all you have to do, that thing I said was initial touch. They had a baby. You thought their house was super cute. They decorated. Anything about them. Okay. You're going to message them and ask them that thing and get them to first start talking about themselves. Okay. And then you can totally go to these conversations. Hey, we've talked about you having a party before. There's some really awesome specials in January on a scale of 1 to 5. How interested would you be in hearing them? So that way you don't go for the kill and say stuff that made them feel like you were pushing, and you ask permission. And if they said 1, okay, no problem. Would you be interested in just knowing the customer specials? Yes or no, no problem. And then always just say, I understand. Then that way you can come back and talk to them and they don't feel like you're mad at them because they said no. That's the reason why you hate no's, is because you don't know how to take a no. Just say, I understand, no problem. You're going to get a ton of yeses. Just breeze by the no's, okay? So you can totally go back to them. It's just the way you approach it, okay? Yes, this is all recorded, and Carrie, it stays right here on my business page. We have lots of questions on how to get sales this month. Several are at half a normal December sales. So is your shipping deadline, has it come and gone, Anna, for Christmas sales?
For guaranteed shipping. Yeah, that was on Saturday.
That ended on Saturday. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So I'm just totally curious. How many of you have product in your home that you would sell that's new? You know, if people said, I need a gift, just comment in home. If you have product in home, you would sell. So like if they bought it and you replaced it and you didn't care if you got it back till December 28th or something, comment in home. I'm just wondering what your options are for sales if they needed a gift. Can you guys give me some ideas? Comment in home or comment, I would need to order. Okay. So if you have stuff in home, what kind of items do you have in home, Anna?
Oh, everything. I mean, I mean, a lot of stuff. I've slowly tried to get rid of it because we may be doing a move. That's what we're planning. So I've been trying to get rid of it. But with any of these, you know, we keep earning new stuff. So, but I do have stoneware. I do. So I have been selling some of that out of some of the things that we don't regularly have available right now. I do have some of that, but.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So let me give you my little wording with regards to the question you posted. So you probably did on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me pop this back up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much you enjoy cooking. Okay. And you put that on your personal profile. If you haven't done this one, try this one tomorrow. On a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to being finished with your Christmas shopping? That's a great way for some sales. So I'm going to tell you what I tell people to do next after that. Okay. So if it's on a scale of 1 to 10, how much you enjoy cooking, let's have a little conversation about that. Way too much in my home, Denise says. No, that just means lots of opportunities for sales, right, Denise? We're gonna spin it in a positive way. Okay. Now, just in case you joined us since I've said this, please make sure you comment #Queen. When you get a reply, click on that link, click on get the goodies, and also make sure you've shared this in Comment Revolution to go into our drawing for $250 gift certificates. And we'll be doing those shortly. Okay, so let me give you some more magic messaging. Joy's on here. Where'd you go, girl? Joy is Pampered Chef. She's worked with me for a while and does my magic messaging. She can tell you a little bit about how awesome it is. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to do next. So with regards to many Facebook's algorithms, the most important thing you need to do next is to reply to their comment of that 1 to 10. And you're just going to ask, I'd love to, thanks so much for answering that. I'm curious either like, why do you dislike cooking? Let's say if it's 4 or under. If it's above that, whatever they say, 5 to 10, ask, hey, I love hearing that. So I'm curious, what do you enjoy cooking? Okay. The goal is to ask another question. So they commented, you reply, we're hoping they do another comment. What that does is Facebook goes, well, look at them. They like that Donna. They like that Josie. They like that Linda. Because there's this back and forth conversation. They will show your post to a whole bunch more people. And you're going to have even more opportunities for sales. It's crazy what happens. Okay. So every single comment, you're going to put this reply. Either tell me why you don't like to cook or tell me what you love to cook. Easy peasy, right? Everybody knew that, right, Anna? Pretty
Yes.
Straightforward?
Yes.
Okay. So first you're going to do that and they're going to reply. Okay. Now you're done on the post. You're going to move it to the private message. People are like, how many comments back and forth do you go? No, you comment once, they comment again, boom, you move it over to private message. That's it. Okay. It gets too long and weird. And when you switch the conversation, they comment, you reply, they comment. That's it. 3. Okay. Them, you, them. That's it. Move it over to a private message. Okay. Say thank you so much for commenting on my post. I'd love to know more about the baking you love to do. I'd love to know more about that you love to air fry things. I'd love to know more about the fact you love grilling. Okay. Would you mind telling me more about that? Okay. Now, if it's Christmas, you're going to say, I love hearing you're done. Or, wow, I'm with you. I have some shopping still to do. Who do you still have to shop for? Okay. So if you do the other question, who do you still have to shop for? Okay. Now, and again, then we just move it to the private conversation. Thanks so much for answering the question. I'd love to hear more about, the shopping people you still have to shop for. Do you mind telling me who you are shopping for still? Either way, we'll take you down this road. Okay. So after you get in that private message, tell me more about what kind of cooking you like to do. So let's say they said they love to make dinner for their family or they love baking. No matter where you start, there's 4 areas that you can cover. You want to cover at least 2 to 3. So if you started talking about desserts, so I hear you love to make desserts. Oh my gosh, I'm with you. I wish I could live on desserts. I'm curious though, what kind of things do you cook in your home for dinner? What does dinner look like? Because that's probably, people sometimes are getting their lunches on the go or at school. Kind of breakfast and dinner are probably things people cook more than lunch, right? Tell me what dinner looks like at your house. What's your typical dinner? Okay. And then say, great, thank you. You're not going to make any suggestions yet. Great, thank you. I'm just curious, what does breakfast look like at your house? And let them tell you. Okay. And then say, is there anything you would like to be different in your meal prep, in your dinners? And they'll be telling you, like, we do this because so-and-so's gluten-free, or we do this because I'm doing this diet. Like, they'll start revealing some of those things. You dig a little deeper. You ask, is there anything you'd like different, or anything you'd like a little bit improved, or any habit you'd like to start different? Okay. Also asking, are there any special eating choices that you're making? I don't like to say the word diet because I don't want someone to assume I think they need to lose weight. Yep. Any special, ways you choose to eat, and what are those reasons? Okay. So we're digging a little bit. Now, as I said those questions, I bet you're like, if they said this, I'd suggest this. If they said this, I'd suggest this. I bet you already have kind of a little mental checkoff list, right, Anna? Mm-hmm. Did you be like, boom, page 53, and this is it, right? Okay. So you're making what I call a silent wish list. You don't tell them you're making a wish list for them. You just do it. Okay. And my secret to this is you say, may I share with you a few things that other people have found helpful? May I share a few things that other people with the similar situations have found helpful? Okay. And that's where, again, it will pull out their body language that you loved seeing when you were doing in home parties. They'll be like, absolutely. Yes, please tell me. And you're going to tell them. This starts to get to the point where women are buying gifts for themselves because, who know what hubby did? Or, oh my gosh, I still forgot to get that gift for that one person. Okay. It's either for themselves or, even asking them a little bit about what are you doing for Christmas dinner? A lot of people are cooking this year because they're getting in smaller groups, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of spreading things out a little bit. More people are cooking more of an entire meal when they used to take the green beans or whatever. Okay. So that could be another thing you talk to them about. But don't make any suggestions till you ask that, may I share with you a question? And you'll see the first time you get an absolutely in all caps, it is the coolest feeling because you're like, I'm so close to a sale. And it happens a lot. It's really cool. And you're like, awesome. Like that word gets used. It's really funny how often that word gets used. And so you say, awesome. And you say, because you mentioned you're cooking gluten-free, because you mentioned you you're eating keto, because you mentioned your children are super picky, because you mentioned whatever it is, and you fill in the blank with the product. Okay. And then you say, I've got 2 ways to help you get those. Would you like to know those 2 ways? And they'll be like, yeah, okay. Well, here's how I could get it for you now and how much it would cost. Or I could help you get it for you in January. But there's no reason you can't be having some parties the last week of December. You have like a full week after Christmas of people that are going to be bored and they're already sick of their kids. Sorry, I didn't say that. A little tired of their kids. They're not having to get on Zoom with them. There's not going to be any classes, no matter if it's at home or in school. This is a great time for gals to get together and talk about their cooking, their health habits that they want to start in January and those kind of things. I think you could totally have parties the last week of December. Okay. Because they don't care if the link is right here, Mary, where you're at. This is the link. The thing you see up in your URL, this is the link. The recording and the link's the same thing. So you can either book parties or get some sales. This wording works a lot. So tell me, comment fuzzy or hit the heart button a whole bunch. How did that wording help you? Tell me your thoughts on that wording, Anna.
I love it. I do, I'm doing some booking blitz kind of stuff with some of my directors right now. But I love that conversation. I mean, that's just, we look at it and it's just so much more with getting that conversation, getting them to ask. I know I'd seen quite a few comments of people just ignoring their answers. People will not ignore, though, if they've engaged and you're responding in a way that's not throwing your product right in their face, that you're responding in a way, okay, tell me more about that, elaborate about what you've said that has nothing to do with what I'm doing, kind of thing. Yeah. So, no, I love it.
You will be amazed how well this goes. It really, really does work super, super well. You're going to love it. All right, my friends. So what I want to tell you, we have all sorts of tips for you. We have recruiting tips. We have closing sales tips. We have all sorts of things with magic wording, and also with getting more engagement off your post from your profile, your group. I'm sure you all have groups for repeat sales. I'll also give you some tips on how to get repeat sales inside your group and your business pages. Are you using, I'm curious, are you using your business page more, your customer group more, or just comment both if you're using both? Okay. How many of you like that wording? Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, I agree with this. Make sure to share everything, or at least the main things, to your personal wall. However, is it okay to post something non-salesy about food, recipes, etc. on your personal profile? Absolutely. Absolutely, Jessica. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing. When you first did, in the day when Anna and I did our very first parties, you invite all your girlfriends over to your house. Your profile is your house now. So you don't stop connecting with your friends about your business. You just don't want it to all be on your personal profile. But it's definitely okay to continue to find hostesses and customers there. Absolutely. Lots of people are using both a page and a group. I'm so glad to hear that. Your page is super, super important. We do have some other tips with what we call mini chat. I have been helping Anna. Now, this is for those of you that are doing like 3, 4, 5,000 in sales or more. If you want some information about some automated hostess coaching that we do through a system called mini chat, just comment #MC. #MC. I'll talk to you privately about that. That's something I kind of work with people one-on-one on who are doing a ton of parties like Anna's doing. You can just tell them, have you liked your automated hostess coaching? Have we had some fun with that?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a game changer, I think, just to have that it automatically everyone.
Bless you.
Use me. But yeah, just that every one of them gets, it's just part of that system, just making it really efficient. Like the kind of stuff that I would say every time to them now is automated. So when they respond, then I jump in and I can respond and do. But yeah, it's been huge.
Her and I have had a lot of fun creating some systems. And anyway, so it's something I could work with you on if that's something you're interested in. But I can tell you the first thing, if you're not doing a lot of questions in your party, we're going to tell you about how to work with us on that and how to get repeat sales. The other thing we've had, Alexandra, are you still here, hun? So, and Joy can tell you about this. Yes. Joy says mini chat is a huge time saver. So Joy is one of my longtime Pampered Chef consultants that's worked with me. The other thing that we do, and I'm going to tell you about, is we teach you how to do 5-day series in your group and on your page. I have found if you take one product and focus on it all week instead of jumping around, you do the air fryer all week, you do the panini pan all week, you do the grill all week, you take one product and you show 5-10 different things that you can cook with it. By the end of the week, you'll have people message you saying, I got to have one of those. It's kind of like your own little personal QVC, QVC or an infomercial. By the end of it, you're like, I'm going to be skinnier and happier and have more money in my life with my husband's going to be better. Okay, not quite, but you all know what I mean. Don't jump around with different products all week because they'll feel like I can't afford 16 different products. Take one product, laser focus. You'll have a party's worth of sales almost every week when you do that. It's really, really cool. And Joy does that. So I'm going to tell you about how to get that for free. Actually, it's called our engagement camp. All right. I feel like I'm all over the place. Okay. So there's a program we have, and the link just popped up in the comments. Or if you've done #Queen and you got a message from us, you can click on the program options. Okay. Okay. So social media 101. Those of you, there's Miss Alexandra. Alexandra, do you want to tell them about 5-day series? I remember doing a panini pan one with her. It was so funny. Or is it called a grill pan? I think I'm like,
grill pan and press.
Yes, it's super cool. So I love Miss Alexandra. Okay. Social media 101. For those of you who have never, ever, ever taken a course with me before, this is the perfect place to start. Okay. And what this is, it's actually 2 courses for the price of 1. Social media 101 will give you 30 short videos on all the things that help you understand what makes Facebook help you. Okay. If you're like, if you've ever said this, which makes me sad when y'all say this, Facebook hates me, or you kind of have that little like dialogue in your brain. Okay. I'm telling you, social media 101 is so awesome. Nikki, thank you. Social media 101 changed my business. This is all about getting your algorithms working correctly and understanding Facebook. Okay. Social media 101 gives you these 30 videos. And then the other thing that we give you with this is what's called build your audience. One of the things that we found out sort of the hard way is that many of you were telling us that I post your questions, but I don't give very many comments. And we would go over the wording and we'd be really careful and go through things. And then we found out you had like 250 friends and thought that was a lot. And in Facebook world, it's not. And so we found out a lot of people needed some really good constructive ways on how to add friends correctly and in a way where you felt good. And I don't want you to add friends of friends of friends of friends of friends, like Facebook suggests to you. If you love, what's y'all's favorite dog? Okay, there's a group for every dog out there. What's your dog, Anna?
French bulldogs. Remember, I have a pack of them. So mine.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Are you in a group for that?
I am. I'm actually in several dog groups. Yes. Because I have a cleft palate dog too. So there's a group for that, cleft palate puppies. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So, and Anna, I'm sure is going to attest to this. I teach you, you don't go in and post and try to get people to talk to you. You go in and comment on other people's posts that makes them feel really special. Then you add them as friends. Y'all, they're eating too. They will talk to you about cooking after they talk to you about dogs. Okay. and some of them will turn into hostesses. Now that person isn't a friend of a friend of a friend and doesn't have a bunch of overlapping friends. She's going to know all these other people you've never had any interaction with, and it helps explode your business. I don't want you doing friends of friends of friends unless it makes sense. Sometimes you do that, but I want you to find true, authentic friends through groups, and we teach you how to do that, okay? So both of these programs are $147. In addition, we don't leave you hanging on your own. We give you these videos, and then you get to come to what's called Question Queen sessions. See, they call me the Question Queen, right? So you get to come work with us for 2 hours in a small group, and you're like, I want to do the air fryer. I don't know what to ask about the air fryer for a week. How do I talk about the air fryer for a week? We know, we'll help you. And my assistant, Royanna, she sold Pampered Chef too. Like, her and I can talk Pampered Chef in her sleep. I've never sold it, but you go in my kitchen, they're like, you must have sold it. No, I've just supported it that much. I have a lot. Okay. So we can talk Pampered Chef, and you can ask my gals here that have been in my sessions. They know I can. Both Rihanna and I can. So we will help you create any content and make sure there's a question on all your parties, on all your content you're posting in your groups, on your page, and your profile. We'll help you explode your algorithms, okay? This is the first thing y'all need to do. If you've never taken a program from me, y'all want this. Now, if y'all are Christmas shopping and you're like, well, disposable income's a little bit less, then you can do 3 payments of $57. Now, the first 10 people who buy this today, they're going to get a thing called Engagement Camp. This is so much fun. You come for 5 hours, either on a Friday night or a regroup. Friday night or Tuesday morning, whichever works for you. And it's all recorded. Some people can't be there the whole 5 hours. No problem, it's recorded. You come and we're going to help you create content for your page and your group for an entire month. Okay, we help you come up with 4 themes for the month and how to, because you have so many cool products. And in your party, you show what, 10 to 20 of your best-selling products. And then there's another 100, 200 products that haven't been shown. This is an awesome, awesome way to get repeat sales and get that person who bought the grill but doesn't have all the grill tools. Get that person who bought some of the baking stuff, but they need some of the measuring and spatulas and those kind of, like, there's always something more that you can do, okay? So the payment option, just posted in the comments, y'all. So you get that for free. It's the first 10 people and you get to come for a whole quarter. So you're going to get to come to create content for January, February, March, but we do it the month before. So you'll come December, January, and February to create the content for January, February, March. Okay. So it's either Friday the 18th, that's this Friday night, or Tuesday, I'm pretty sure it's the 29th of December. Okay. It's the last Tuesday. If I have the date wrong, you can find that date. Okay. And then we'll have one in January, February. It's free. It's normally $147. You're getting $450 worth of content for $150. And you can do that in 3 payments of $57. So let me here's the 1 payment. And here is the 3 payments. The links are posting up. Like I said, the first 10 people. Okay, so Lisa, we have a social media 101, and then we have a social media stories. The stories shows you how to use the stories. You have this new thing called stories, it's newish. Those are 2 different trainings. So social media 101 is all about algorithms. Social media stories is about all the ways to use stories. So they're 2 totally different trainings with totally different content. Okay, so this is the perfect place to start, is Social Media 101. And if you want to bring your party to Question Queen sessions and say, look, I've got these products I talk about, I don't have any questions on them, what question would I ask? We would literally help you just add a question to every post in your party that you normally do. There's so much we can help you with. You can show us your business page. It's on Zoom, so you can share your screen. You can share with us your group. You're like, my group is dead. What would you do different? You can share your group with us. If your page, you're like, okay, I do really well in my group, but what am I doing with my page? You can share your page. We'll give you tips on that. we will help you with all those, any of those things you can work on during those 2 hours in Question Queen session. And we average about 10 people in those sessions. Okay, so it's nice and small. It's really fun. All right, so the other thing, some of you would love some tips on just parties, and our parties program is normally $147, but we're going to give you a smoking hot deal today. So our parties, we really help you to make sure you have a question on every single one of your parties. And so our virtual party success is $97 today. We just popped up that link for you. And you'll get 2 Question Queen sessions and a bunch of videos. And we'll really give you some solid tips on doing your parties with getting the better algorithms. Okay. And then the 57, 2 payments of 57. We know how many of you have some really great resources from Pampered Chef, but I still see that so many of you could add more questions to your post, and we'll really do some good things for your algorithms. So Joy's been with me forever. Oh my gosh, that's a crazy good deal. It's absolutely worth the investment if you're thinking about it. Do it. So what's really fun is when we have a whole bunch of Pampered Chef gals there all at once, what happens is y'all work together. So some of you are creating images, some of you are creating the content, and then it works smart. One of you focus on, each of you focus on a different week and work together. And that really helps your, the time that you spend on your business. And then you'll have the whole month created. How much fun do we have, you guys that have done Question Queens or engagement camps with me? It is so fun. All right, we've got Wendy in, we've got Anna in, we've got Amy in, we've got Susan in. Woo! We're going to have some fun. Awesome sauce. Love it. Love it. All right. Okay. And it looks like there's a whole bunch of you that are curious about mini chat. So we will be messaging you over the next 24 hours. That'll take a little bit to get to all of you, but we'll work on that. Amy, yes, you are definitely one of the 10. If I've called your name, you're in and you've got the bonus. For sure.
I love the idea of having that set up and like learning about, not only the social media, but having that engagement camp stuff, like having it set up, learning what kind of stuff we should be putting on there. So that's still.
And I really we help you learn how to use events. We help you with dialogue for your lives. We help you with wording for closing deals. We do a lot in those 5 hours. The other thing, because there's all these other companies, you also learn from other companies. You get a lot of good ideas. But we're trying a new thing this next time where Zoom has breakout rooms. You're going to get even more time with this because we're going to divide out some companies, and Royanna will help with one group and I'll help with one group. And we're going to be doing some of that. It's going to be cool. I'm super excited about the breakout rooms. Anyway, it's going to be super cool. You really will learn a lot from each other. It'll be so fun. So the first special, I just popped it up again, Social Media 101 and Build Your Audience. The first 10 people, over half of them are gone, so grab it quick. Social Media 101, Build Your Audience. Those 2 alone are worth $300. So even if you didn't get in on the special, it's still worth doing. But the first 10 will also get our engagement camp. That's another $147 program. So you're getting $450 worth of content for $147. It is so much fun. Seriously, you guys, when you work so hard to get people to your parties, one of my big goals is to make sure you stay in front of those people. I've done a lot of research on repeat sales, and I found that the people who've bought from you before are 6 times more likely to say yes than a brand new person. And so I have all these systems set up for you to help you better understand how to get repeat sales and stay in front of people. The other thing that after you do this course, you might want to do, I teach people how to do ads on their business page, which like when you have a special, like a new customer special or hostess special, you could run an ad for like the first 3 days of the month and be like, girls, this is the customer and hostess special. We want to make sure you get in on this. and it will help you stay in front of the people that have been on your parties and been on your page. It's really, really cool. So we have layered and layered and layered approaches to this. Lots of cool things that you can do. It's super, super fun. Joy, I know, look, we have all these other Pampered Chef gals that join us. So Joy and Tammy and Wendy, we have a couple gals that are there. Like they've been with us every month for a couple of years now. So it's going to be a lot of fun to have a lot more of you there. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be so much fun. All right. I'm so glad you're awarding. How many, can all of you give, I'm going to announce our winners, but all of you give Anna a big thank you and high five for being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
It was so fun. Thanks for having me.
Yes, so much fun. Okay, so let me announce our winners and then we'll do some Q&A. Do you have a little bit more time for Q&A? Okay, awesome.
Sure.
All right. All right, so drum roll. Thank you so much for spreading the love and for helping us start a revolution. Our names are Jennifer Clomhouse. Do you know if I'm saying that right? And Colleen Burlingame. I hope I'm saying those right. And please forgive me if I'm not. I'm really good at math and lousy at phonics. We all have our talents. I'm a math geek. So congratulations, ladies. You'll get a message from us and we'll tell you how to redeem that $50 gift certificate. Okay. We'll definitely hook you up. All right. Let's see how many we have left. So what questions do you have for either myself or for Miss Anna? I will put, let me put, here's the 3 payment link. We still have programs left. So if you want, bye. And here's the 1 payment link on the Social Media 101. And then I'll pop up the parties. Oh, good. I'm so glad I said it right. That's not my strength. I'm so glad we all have different talents. It makes the world so much more interesting.
Exactly.
I just hate to make anyone feel bad. I'm like, I really do care what your name is. I seriously, like, if my name wasn't Michelle, like, I would probably never spell Michelle right. I'm like, how are you supposed to know that the C-H-E, like, that doesn't look right. Virtual party success. If you're interested in getting some help with your parties, there's that one for $97 or 2 payments of $57. So just want to make sure you have that. Oh, this is interesting. How do you get your teammates active that ghost you? It's an interesting question. What are your thoughts on that? How big is your team, Courtney? Go for it. What are your thoughts on that, Anna?
Well, I think it's different, like, to get them active versus ghosting. I mean, to me, I think if I'm ghosting them, I'm asking them, how are things going? What can I do to help? And they're not answering, So my biggest thing, and you're probably going to tell me, Michelle, on a social media not to do this, but I talk about this, that if I check back with people, so if I've messaged them and asked them about something, they don't answer me. And I tell my team they can do this too. I've tried to use my inbox as my to-do list. And it's awful because, by the time I'll say, oh, I've got to get back to that person, 4 hours later, I go back, it's gone because I've had 25,000 other messages. So I do a lot of circling back, just sort of checking in and things. But the question that I do all the time, you've been ignoring me if I message you and say, is everything okay? Because if you ask them that, all of a sudden, or say, oh, I'm sort of worried. I haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? Then they get upset that you're worried about them, and then they will sort of touch. That's usually how I get people to come back that have ghosted me, to sort of grab them that way. If we're talking about being active, doing something, that's when you can really start that conversation, because it's got to be all about them. What's going on? And then bringing it back to their why. Why are you doing this? Why would you want to be doing something? What I remember, this is what you told me your why was months ago. Now, how has that changed? And then sort of find out what's keeping them, what's your roadblock, and then maybe some, ideas or, finding out that kind of thing. So
love it. So my suggestion is, like, super, 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 super similar to Anna's, and that is asking them something specific about them. Hey, Susie, I know you had a new baby, or hey, Susie, I saw your Christmas, and ask them something. People love to talk about themselves, but if I always tell people, for heaven's sakes, you don't ask how's your business going. You can see their numbers. They know that it sucks.
Right.
So, and you don't use the word follow up or anything like that. I love, is everything okay? Because that's showing you really do care. Things maybe aren't okay, but that's maybe why you're not working your business. So instead of, asking about business, asking about their life, and it's just two different ways of doing it, but it's exact same, like from the heart, the exact same reason and approach. So being sincere and don't asking about their business when it's not going well. And then I love what she said. I ask, why did you originally sign up, and what would be your reason now for working it, to see if it's changed or just it's gone. And I think you just need to learn that you're not going to resurrect the dead sometimes, and it's time to move on to someone else. So part of it is bless and release, and part of it is approaching it right and figure out who you can resurrect. Any other thoughts on that?
I was thinking part of it, I think that I've had to come to the realization too, is that I cannot motivate anybody. Their why is what motivates them. I can inspire them, but I cannot motivate them. So sometimes the motivation has to come from reminding them or figuring out again what their why is. And if there's not a why, they're not going to do it. So.
Well, and you can't bribe them through every month.
No.
It's one thing to like help them. I think it's worth incentivizing people that are trying to get over that, like next, they're trying to get to director, they're trying to, and it's just, they've kind of like hit a plateau, and you're just trying to help them to like go to that next thing, and you work with people one-on-one, but you don't have to give everybody the same incentive. You're not their mother. You're not their boss. You don't have to do the same for all of them. Like, you just don't. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, kind of important. Just a couple quick things. If you haven't joined our free group, here's the link on our free group to join. So make sure that you've clicked that and join our free group. And I forgot, Rihanna, do you want to put up tomorrow? We're talking about groups. If you want to join us tomorrow, we have a great webinar tomorrow. We'll put that link in the chat. Awesome. So let me tell you, because I'm in a good mood and it's Christmas, and I just love that Anna joined us. So we are over 10, but I'm going to give you the bonus to everybody. And if you purchase before I, end this webinar, we'll make sure you get the bonus, because we had many more people excited about it than we realized. So, okay, I've got Wendy Bishop, Anna, I've got Amy, I've got Susan, Lincoln, Lylykin. I'm really sorry. Bridget Coleman. Then I get nervous and it's even worse. Shelby Lowe, Mary Party. I've got Jamie Johnson. I've got Barb Duffin. I've got Kim Taylor, Courtney Firestone, Jennifer, Denise Garza, Charlotta. I've got Leslie. I've got Margarita. I've got Elaine. I've got Amy, and Anne, Marianne, and Jennifer. So 2 Jennifers, Cosine and Clomouse. So we're going to have a party. There's Charlotta, we'll message you we'll make sure that we know what's going on with your card there, but no problem. We'll get that all figured out. Any other questions about this? Holy cow, we're going to have a lot of fun. So the first camp that you'll attend is either Friday, December 18th, or Tuesday during the day. It's on the 29th. I think it's the 29th. Did I get that right, Oriana?
Yes. Sorry. I don't know why I'm sneezing. Yes. That was the 18th. I know. 18th or 29th.
Yes. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Any other questions? How many comments do y'all have on your post?
Oh, I see another question.
Yes.
That I know that Jennifer Klumhouse had said, what are some assignments that you
Oh, here
give
we
your
go.
team to, just to gauge what they want out of their business. So probably that's figuring out their why, trying to do that. I mean, the question I asked them, what, there's a couple ways I've done this with directors on my team too, working towards those requirements, and have said, and they've been at that place, do I keep working this, do I sort of back up? And my question has been, do you think you can do whichever you want, do you think you're going to be happy as a consultant watching from the sidelines, what, like, that's usually that kind of
Mhm.
question, because then we can get into why they enjoy being a leader, why they, that kind of thing. And about the Pampered Chef, if they can't say to me, well, I'm doing this because it's got to pay for the oil bill. Like, we're not going to have oil. That's up in Maine. We have oil bills in the winter. Like, I've got teammates that do Pampered Chef so that they can put oil in their tanks to heat their homes in the winter.
Wow.
So that's it's a
It's a
several
big deal.
$100 kind of thing, like, to fill. So, like, that's it. But you've got to, if somebody says to me, I'm going to be a consultant to make my car payment, and then you get to, well, it goes month after month after month, they're not making their car payment, they're still paying
Right.
their car payment. So, it's not
Right.
that, like, it's got to be, they've got to figure out what it is. So maybe it's not actually the car payment, maybe it's something more intangible, that the question might be, if I told you right now you could not be a Pampered Chef consultant anymore, what would you miss?
I like it.
What would you miss? What would break your heart that you would not have access to, or that you wouldn't? Because sometimes that can bring out, again, more of that intangible. And you really get to that point where, okay, well, if you don't get moving, you're gonna
Right.
not be a Pampered Chef consultant anymore. So that can
Right.
sometimes bring that out of them as well.
Yep. I love it. Those are brilliant, brilliant ways to handle it. I love it. Um, so if you've had any challenge at all with finalizing your purchase, please message us. So, like, if you commented #queen and got a message from us, click on that and say, hey, I'm having a problem. We'll totally make sure you get the special and get the deal. Okay, we will totally take care of you. Margaret, please message into the business page. We'll totally answer that question and help you with that. Okay. We'll tell you what your options are, hun. When you buy our program, you have access to the videos you get forever. We don't take that away. You do need to take advantage of your Question Queen sessions in the first 30 days. You get 2 with the Social Media 101. And then the quarterly, you'll get to attend the camp. And when you attend that camp quarterly, it's so, so, so much fun. What will happen is you will, you'll get notices every month about the Friday or Tuesday, and you'll pick the Friday or Tuesday that you come. Okay. So watch for those. It comes as a text message and email. And we're like, make sure you pick your day and then come. And then you get the recordings to both days too. Because sometimes one group of gals that do foodie stuff, sometimes they have totally different things they want to do things on, and then you'll get twice as many ideas. So it's kind of fun. You only get to attend one of the live sessions, but you get to watch all the recordings. Okay. Just so that we spread it out well. Let's see. Also, with my national director yesterday in our team training, she had us write down our why. Once we wrote down our why, she had us write down our why to that one, and then keep until we couldn't go anymore to say why. Wow, what a great leader you have. I love that, how she just dug. That's super cool, Courtney. Gotta love a lady with a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Barb asks, what is the best way to book parties from a party to get 3 bookings?
Yeah, we have a booking benefit to a host when they get 3 parties booked, they get like a $50 credit later on when that happens.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So So Barb, I do a few things, but truthfully, now after this training, I might rearrange my wording because Michelle told us to. But I do. There's a few things I focus on. But I do. But I do encourage the host, and I talk to the host about going out and finding 3 of their friends, and we talk about that, explaining that. So I think they are out there messaging. And then what I do is I message everybody. I message everybody that hosts or that orders, whether, you find that you've got people that order that have not actually been in the party at all. I probably, if you invite me to some kind of a party, that's probably, I'm going to be that person. Okay, you invite me to the person, give me the link. I want to go and order, and that's what I want to do. But anybody that was engaged, anybody that was invited, I will message them. Up till now, my message has always been, I am very grateful to them. Thank you so much for coming to the party and for being involved and being so fun, because you helped other people be involved. And then I talk about, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that if you hosted your own party, you could get X, 50% off, or, get some of those big items. Plus your host is going to get an additional 40% off. She's going to be so excited. What do you think? But I wonder if, and now let me think if I'm thinking along the lines of the magic messaging, Michelle, if I said, thank you so much for being involved. This was so much fun. You helped it be so much fun. Let me ask you, on a scale from 1 to 5, how likely would you be to attend another party? Like, get them to sort of say that, to sort of.
Or I also sometimes just ask, on a scale of 1 to 5, how interested would you be in knowing what Susie earned for Hostess Rewards? Or just on a scale of 1 to 5, how interested would you be in knowing the perks to hosting a party? Because when you say perks, then you can focus on the 4 F's and not just free stuff. What are the perks? Well, you get to get your friends together and you get some really cool recipe ideas, and you get free stuff. And you see what I'm saying? So what are the perks? Makes it so you can focus on all 4 of those. So let me tell you a quick story on this. I had a gal who asked the question, on a scale of 1 to 5. Oh, okay, so if you ask it that direct, on a scale of 1 to 5, how interested would you be in knowing the perks of hosting a party? I always ask, when they say a 1 to 5, what are their answers? Tell me more about why you say 5, okay? Or 3 or 1. So she was actually Norwex, and she asked this gal, it was a home party situation. She asked this gal, on a scale of 1 to 5, how interested would you be in booking a party? And she said 1. And she was surprised because the gal was very interested and seemed like she had a long wish list and, kind of seemed like that perfect hostess. And she says, Michelle told me to say, well, tell me more about why you say 1. And so she did. And she says, well, I don't feel good about you being in my house. We just moved here and I'm pregnant. I'm too tired to put the house together. My husband's really busy, so he can't help me a lot. And she was like, well, what if you could stay in your jammies and we do it virtually and nobody sees your house? And turn the 1 into a 5, because she didn't assume. Okay. So when somebody answers you with that, ask that, tell me what more about, and we do that with a lot with a recruiting question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how interested would you be in knowing more about the business side of Pampered Chef, not signing up, knowing more about how you can make extra money with Pampered Chef? 3, okay, tell me more about why you say 3. They'll tell you their concerns and their excitement. Anyway, does that help? Is that, sorry. I went longer than you asked.
Yeah.
So yeah, and these, when you get the social media 101, like the last, it's 7 to 10 days, there's tips on messaging. We have a whole nother program on money making messages. So we have lots of different fun things you can learn. But we find that if you get questions asked on every single one of your posts, then you get more brave and realize, oh, people will comment. That means I do have people to talk to book parties with. If you need the links to any of the programs, or you're having any problem at all signing up for them, can you please comment? Let me know. Let me put the links up one more time. Social Media 101. This is one payment, $147. You're getting the 3 programs: Social Media 101, Build Your Audience, and you get to come to engagement camp. or the 3 payments of $57. And this is a great tax write-off at the end of year. You're like getting to that end of, a lot of you have had really good years. This is a great tax write-off too. You want to learn more, just not sure where to start. Katie, my friend, this is the place to start, is the social media 101. This is where all our people start. It just helps you better understand how to use Facebook for your business versus, just posting pictures of your kids in the snow. Like, how can I make this and find hostesses and, people to talk to you about your Pampered Chef? The social media one is the perfect place to start, love. Oh, this is interesting because I don't know what, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Anna. I have people not on Facebook. Do you do catalog party, or how would you handle that?
Yeah, I do. I've always said virtual parties were just sort of glorified catalog shows,
True.
really. I mean, when we used to do cooking parties, if somebody said, if we were doing a cooking party, we asked them if they could book, and they said, no, I don't have time. I don't have a place. I don't have anything. That would be the next thing. Listen, you could take catalogs and go collect orders and do, but it was always, you had to be tricky, and it was tough to actually make contact with those customers, and you were really just relying on that host to do the things. So absolutely, Kathy, I still do catalog parties. I've got some people that are not on, but they want the perks, and I do give them an online ordering link still, because we can do that. So they can email that or text that, and then I send some catalogs to them and give them a date. I usually, if I give a catalog show a date, it's about 2 weeks. That's the most I give them. You've got to give them a deadline. If it takes too long, then they're not, there's no urgency to get the catalog. People think they can wait, and then they never show up. So I give them about 2 weeks, give them a catalog, an ordering link, and let them go. Yeah.
Couple other thoughts if you do want to try to get in with people. It's called Rooms on Facebook. It's like Facebook's Zoom. People can join Rooms and not have a Facebook account. They're getting more, so you can message you can have Messenger and not a Facebook account. You also could do, I'm pretty sure last I checked, you can do 40 minutes. You can have a free Zoom account. I think the longest you can go is 40 minutes, or a paid account. It's unlimited. You can also do parties on Zoom. So there are other places to see interact with people and not be on Facebook, that your host just could send those links out. I mean, I don't know how much you want to learn technology or how far you want to go that way, but it's just some ideas if that's helpful to anyone. Just got a $238 order just for getting our catalog. I love it. Nice. Let's do one more question. Any thoughts on fundraisers from Courtney?
For me, any questions on me?
Let me ask one more. Leslie, yes, you got exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Any thoughts on fundraisers from Courtney? Says advice on how to reach out on fundraisers to organizations.
To organizations. Yeah. I mean, well, there has been a post that I have done before that's been really successful to get fundraising, where my post just said, tell me what organization is near and dear to your heart. And I just post that. So people just go crazy. I mean, I would get over 100 comments. And then my conversation to them was, I'd message them and say, hey, Susie, listen, I've never heard of that one. Tell me some more about it. Or tell me about why that is really important to you. And I would just go through each person, message that, let them tell me. And then when it came down to, and again, this is where I would use Michelle, is can I share how I'm really excited about this opportunity to share with you? Can I share with you how I think maybe I could help with Pampered Chef, and that's why I've always loved doing fundraisers, because it's always about how can I help? This is, I have this, we've been given a gift to be able to help fundraise for different organizations. So that is a great one to get some response.
You're so good with wording. She says
Wow.
she loves that.
Oh, yay. Aw, good.
Oh, this is a good one. I like this. You like this post, Anna. Joy says, if I could help you give $100 to any organization, who would you choose?
Absolutely.
Super
Yeah,
smart.
that's great.
Super, super smart. You guys are so brilliant. We're going to have so much fun.
Yay.
All right. Okay. I've got Katrina and Gina. Sorry, Gina and Katrina. That's not hard to read. Anyone else, let us know if we can help you. If you're messaging with my assistant in Messenger right now, we'll make sure you get your purchase and that you still get the perks. Any other questions from anyone? Oh, Leslie. I just started PC 10.6. I had 11 parties with no little interaction. How would you suggest reaching back to try again to book? Oh, bless your heart. You are a go-getter. You know, this is, you bought the program. This is kind of a long answer because there's a couple things I don't know about what you did or didn't do. So ask in your question queen session, and Rorianna will have some very good ideas for you on that, Leslie. I'm not trying to avoid it. I just don't want to give you advice not knowing if you did X, Y, or Z. It sounds like you're working really hard. And we can also look at your party and see maybe why there was an interaction. Maybe your hostesses needed to do a little more on their end. I'm sure it's actually kind of a layered answer for you. There's not usually one answer. Any thoughts besides that, Anna?
No, that would be the same thing. I would want to dig a little bit as to what actually happened, because it
Right.
may be very, if you went sort of into it without much direction, it may be a great time to sort of jump in and do a redo, like to sort of jump in with a new year redo. Like I've got so much, totally different format, you could,
Yep.
you could really jump into it that way, I think. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, perfect. All right. Anna, thank you so much for your time and your brilliance. Charlotta's in. Awesome. We got you, girl. Perfect. All right. All right, ladies, let us know if you have any questions. We'll make sure you get the bonuses. Just send us a message. We'll take care of anything. I know every now and then technology gives us a little fit, and we'll just make sure your orders get in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing it out. Thank you for being here. Anna, I just love working with you. You're such an inspiration, such a wise lady.
Oh, you
I
make
love
me
your
feel
heart.
Good. Thank you, Michelle. You make me feel good.
You should feel good. You work smart, lady. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for hanging with us. Mwah. Much love to all of you. All right, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. Thank you, Royanna. Thank you, Porter, for your help. Bye, y'all.